Welcome to Fidelity SME Forum. My name is Kolade Dominate Olowu. And my guest today is the CEO of a forward-thinking research, design, development, and investment company specialized in crafting transformative software solutions that empower startup businesses to build innovative digital solutions and exponential growth. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we welcome my guest, Nwamaka Nwosu.
Thank you very much, Kolade.
Aww, aww. I like the smiles.
Thank you.
All right. She's the CEO of Boltcliq and also the founder of Betakopa, co-founder of Topuniverse. She's a UX strategist, building growth nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be having a conversation about building scalable tech solutions today. And it's a lot to talk about, but we go on a quick break. When we return, we'll have this conversation. Stay right here with us.
We are Fidelity. We keep our word.
Welcome back. You are listening to Fidelity SME Forum. My name is Kolade Dominate Olowu. And of course, my guest is Nwamaka Nwosu. And now we dive right into the conversation. Quite a number of things to talk about. But across Boltcliq, Betakopa, and Topuniverse, you have empowered countless SMEs with tech solutions in your experience. What's the biggest digital blind spot most business owners have when they're trying to scale, and how can they fix it early?
Okay, I think one thing business owners tend to think of is that they see the digital space as a makeup instead of a tool or an engine. Like digital tools are things that help your business. They're basically the major running point. And most just feel like, okay, I have a website, I have social media pages. Why do more? But then digital tools are just beyond that. They do a lot because then you have to think about, okay, processes, CRM, inventory, marketing, selling. You have to put all of this together to make up for your digital product. I think the major blind spot is the fact that it's social media present is okay, having a website is okay, but then it's more to that. So once you have put this integration all together, I think you are good to go, because the minute you can merge your CRMs, inventory, your payments, and all of that as one, then I think the business now has a structure, and it's something SME owners should consider, because there is more to having a website or having a social media page. Basically.
Beautiful. I'm glad that you mentioned this, because I'm sure the people watching and listening at the same time are asking, okay, I have that. How do I think beyond this? And I'd like you to, position that, to give us more insights into that, because many founders just obsess over features but forget user experience, in the scale of things. From a UX strategist lens, what's one underrated UX tweak that can instantly boost customer retention or conversions for a startup's digital product?
I think one tweak I would like to see is basically changing your submit button to get my free book or get this product for free.
Wow.
Because I think from a UX angle, we are about, don't make your users think. Give them a copy that attracts them. So if you want to create a lead magnet, I think that one tweak will do a lot of good to your landing page or your business, basically.
Wow.
Yes.
So your submit button, I mean, you can toy with that a little.
Yes, you
How
can
many
do
have
that.
you toyed with?
A lot.
Because I'm sure that, I probably have seen that, but I never thought that it was quite intentional.
Yeah, it's actually intentional, because I want to get something from you, but then I need you to trust what I do. So I have to give you a reason to trust me. And you are here because you found something you want. So the minute I do that, automatically, you don't mind sharing your mail with me. And once I have that, I can just choose to market to you and show you other things you might be interested in. So it's more like a tit for tat situation.
Wow. Now I see all the games that they play. But then you have successfully built platforms and lending, innovation ecosystems and enterprise softwares. How do you validate demand for a digital product before pouring resources into building it? Walk us through your go-to process.
I think my first go-to process is to validate my ideas. Because it's one thing to have an idea, and it's another thing to what the people want. Because at the end of the day, users will determine if your product will stay or go. So you have a talk with the said target audience, the people you feel you're targeting. Interview as much as possible, send out questionnaires, then go ahead to test the product. You can either do a a landing page, something simple that won't cost you so much, and let people try it out. Or you just test it out, probably put a sales and see the reaction. Because at the end of the day, a user might say they want a product, but they're not willing to pay for it. So if you decide to do, okay, let me put some money into this and run it.
Yeah.
The people that pay for it, the people that come to the platform will determine if it would work.
Okay.
So once you have that, money determines whether an idea will fly, and it determines the user's direction at the end of the day.
Very true.
So that's very important.
I like the fact that you left that part.
Yes. So once you do that and you see that it's good,
yes,
then the product is free to launch.
But how much is money?
Money is a lot.
No, because that's what they say. They say, when you have ideas, you can be successful. You don't really need money to...
I think it's more than that. From what I've seen, idea is one thing. You need money to back up anything you want to do. So that validation is very important. If you don't validate your audience, you might end up just spending money and getting nothing. So validate it. Be sure that your users want it, because humans change as fast as breeze.
Our needs cannot be met. That's
exactly.
The thing. The funny part is, when you look at conversations, you'll be surprised that actually people need a lot of things. People require and want so much. Sometimes the question is, the users that actually feel deformed, that told you that they wanted this.
Exactly.
Tomorrow they can work and say, no. Why? Who said we wanted fried rice? Who said we wanted toast bread? Please, don't bring it here. Bring something else, please. And it happens like that.
Yes.
Okay. So for SMEs with, tiny budgets, the phrase leverage tech can feel intimidating. Yes. And when we started the conversation earlier, we were talking about how you went into the tech space, how it has just been one level to another for you. What are the 3 affordable, high-impact digital tools you think every Nigerian entrepreneur should adopt in 2025 in order to stay competitive? Because, tech is what they say now.
Yeah. So I think 3 I would talk about is, I'll start with WhatsApp Business. Okay. WhatsApp Business is basically free, and every day WhatsApp makes new changes, new integration to make it more better. So I think that's the first thing first. Then we can go ahead to say Canva. Canva has done their bit in aspect of design, especially for those who don't have the design prowess. Like, all you have to do is edit a template, make it suit what you want, and then that is that for your social media pages, your products, and all of that. And then I think Canva now has the AI feature, so it makes life a lot easier. Okay. And probably the next I would say is Notion. Notion is also free, and there are so many things you can do with Notion, down to inventory tracking, meeting tracking. It has a lot of features that you can use as well. So off my head, those are the top 3 I'll talk about. I'll pick you up on, the WhatsApp Business, because sometimes people see it and they really can't distinguish between business and your normal WhatsApp. But as a business owner or as an entrepreneur, walk us through, what are the, benefits you can find on WhatsApp Business, especially for someone who's, trying to stay competitive in 2025. What are the things that you will look up and say, okay, I'm glad that I was able to put this on WhatsApp Business and it brought this benefit to my business? All right. I think one thing I would like to say for WhatsApp Business is it now has the catalog feature. Okay. Where you can go ahead to list the product you have. It also allows you categorize your product. Yes. Based on the different categories they suit in. Be it, let me just go for an e-commerce shop. So let's say baby clothes, adult clothes, and the likes. It allows you to do all of that. And then it's a swift response. I think business owners would have to learn to differentiate their personal WhatsApp from their business WhatsApp. Okay. Because I know a lot of business owners tend to just upgrade from a personal WhatsApp into WhatsApp Business. Yes. But that differentiation will come in handy, because on the WhatsApp Business, you state your open, your close time, and then you can go ahead to set up an instant response message. Immediately a message is dropped, so that it doesn't feel like you're keeping the customer waiting. It has at least enough features for a website. So, but then this is a mini website happening on your phone, easy to access, and you don't even need to write a code or anything around that. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. I'm glad that we're able to pick up on that, because somehow business owners can now feel the need to have WhatsApp Business. Because I've met people that will say, what's the difference? There's a lot of difference, please. What's the difference? It's just the business part of it. But yeah, the business part of it is very important as well. Yes. Okay, so Amaka, let's talk about it. You're someone who works, deeply with data insights, right? But a lot of people, when it comes to data, we feel different. Everybody's like,
I don't want to see numbers. I don't want to see information. Don't stress me with all of these things. I'm not interested in all of these things. But yeah, it's part of the misconceptions. And I'd like us to talk about, some of these misconceptions entrepreneurs have about using data to drive business decisions. And what's the simple, smarter way to approach it?
So the thing is, we have a lot of data out there, and for some people that don't like numbers, it feels a lot. I know me, for one, I can put myself on that scale. At first, I didn't like it, but
now you like it.
Well, now we have no choice but to deal with it. But I think one thing that comes into play is you need the right data.
Okay.
So in the midst of all the data that is going around, you just need that right data to work with. Because data will determine how best you choose to work with a product.
Okay.
I think one thing business owners tend to concentrate on when they have that rich pool of data is vanity metrics. I'm looking at how many followers, how many likes, how many comments.
Yes.
At the end of exactly, and at the end of the day, this does not really matter in your business, because you can have over 5,000 followers and not make a single sale in the next 1 to 3 months. So
over 5,000 followers and not make a single sale.
It's very possible. Because
so what are those engaging?
That's where it now comes to. You might have run an ad for a particular thing, and you get a particular set of followers because of this thing. Now, by the time you now start doing what you really want to put on that page, these people they're not your target audience. They're not interested, so they might not flow with it. I think the thing is, business owners should now learn to concentrate on data that appeals more to them, like things like the customer acquisition cost, their conversion rate, the retention rate, as well as the bounce rate. Because in real sense, these are the actual data they need from the pool of data they have. If I would take this as an example, I run an ad for a particular thing, and then I am seeing a lot of traffic on my website. But then there's no buying on anything. When I go back to my data, I might say, oh, this has over 2,000, 3,000 likes. Why am I not getting anyone to buy? I think I'll now have to go back at the data and look at it. So what is the conversion rate? Which page are they staying on? Why is this happening? What is the bounce rate? By the time I analyze this data, it now takes me back. I know what I'm going to have to make a change on, what I'll have to edit to let all of this come to play, and then I'll start seeing customers buy. Because something might be off somewhere.
Okay, beautiful. I'm glad that you talked about that. Because I was also going to ask the question of, how funny it is when you run an ad or you run a campaign and people start to follow you. For SMEs or MSMEs in this case, you're thinking in your head, right, this should literally just convert to sales.
Yes.
Because everybody wants return on investment.
Very important.
Because that's the question. And you made mention of it. Now, how do you convert those non-engaging followers to people that will patronize your business? Again, as an SME owner, I am thinking in my head, I put about maybe $1,000 or maybe $500 on a particular campaign or a particular ad. Now I've gotten XYZ number. One way or another, even if I don't make $500 back, I should be able to make XYZ. I know that my loss, I'm counting, which might eventually become, profits on that investment much later. But in cases like that, how do you convert that?
I think it then depends on the ad and what it was started for, because you then have your...
has it happened to you before?
It has happened a lot of times. So we have what we refer to as 3 groups of audience. You have your cold audience, your warm audience, and your hot audience. Now, your cold audience is likely not going to buy anything from you because they haven't seen a reason to trust you yet. And then the warm audience are in between. They're still asking themselves if it is worth the risk. And then you have your hot audience who are willing to buy and trust you and get whatever they want. Now, for the cold audience, I think in starting out an ad, because of them, you would have to make sure that you are giving them benefit of doubt. They're the people that you can draw in using things like lead magnet. Give them a reason to trust you. So once you have done that, you now successfully move them from cold to warm.
So we should put in a lot of work.
Yes, you have a lot of work.
Constant being in your faces.
Exactly.
So that those cold can become hot.
Well, you start with awareness first. Send awareness ads their way so that they begin to see the brand. Before the next thing you now go for traffic. So by the time you're not really going for conversion, they're like, I've been seeing these people for more than 4 months. Let me try it. It's a safe bet. They have been here for this long.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, so much work. I should say well done, ma.
Thank you, sir.
All right, but let's talk about it. You run an innovation ecosystem at Topuniverse. What are the most common mistakes founders make when trying to build tech-enabled communities, and how can they create platforms that people actually stick around for? Because, I mean, it's in relation with what we just discussed.
Yes.
But now it's a case of, founders building tech-enabled communities.
Yes, I think I'd like to say that Topuniverse is an NGO first.
Okay.
So it means that everything we do there is basically free. And in building that community, it's more like we want people interested in tech because we are trying to build the African tech workforce.
Yeah.
So it means that we have to create a pathway for them. So in building tech-enabled communities, you have to make sure that you have onboarding. You're not just bringing people into this community because you want to bring them. You're bringing them in because you're trying to give them value and you want them to see what they want to do. So you're onboarding them, giving them a path and making sure it's a two-way communication thing.
Yes.
So you don't just post and then they just read and walk away. And then you create events or programs that sounds like a ritual, not really a ritual, but things to celebrate their growth and all of that. So that way, once you have that communication going in, people would want to stay because they see that, oh, I'm not just learning from this community. It's engaging me, and then I'm not scared to share my wins and my losses, basically. Because I think Topuniverse was the I think first or second community I built that had over 5,000 people. There's a mantra we say, nobody is wrong, we're all right here.
Wow.
So if you're in a community where you can come and say, oh, I don't know this, and nobody's going to drag you for it or try to make fun of you, you build a long-lasting community because year in, year out, we still have alumni come back even after they have trained and left to just like, okay, I want to join this event today. And
beautiful.
That's cool, yes.
Okay, I'm liking this. Not the first, maybe not the second community. It's how you brag slowly. You just drop it there. But tell me, how's that? I mean, picking you up on that, 5,000 people, and I'm sure it's more than that right now. You have a lot. Yeah, so tell me, when you look at the number of communities, like the platforms that you built, how long did it take you to build that? Did you develop a model that worked, that you just replicated in some of these, startups? Like I said, some people are struggling to build. Some people are still battling with building their community. Their community is just them and their family. And they are maybe, extended family when you're talking about your business. But how have you been able to do that?
Building a community is not easy.
That's the thing. So tell us, give us the juice. Tell us what we need to know to build a community.
I think offering value first.
Okay.
You just have to give them this value. Give them value. Let them say that, okay, I'm not just coming into this community to watch and see.
Yes.
I get to get value from what is going on here. Then I get to pass my little value back into this community. It's just like, make it a give and take situation, and then it's fine. So even whether they are giving or they are not giving, you know that the more you give value, the more that they want to stay, and the more they keep telling their friends, like, come into this community, like, so you don't have to spend so much. Because I think the first time they came in because, oh, we had there's something here, we have a program to learn, but later on we're not doing so much ads. We just had them invite their friends, so you just keep seeing word of mouth, so just spread like wildfire. And in my head I was like, oh, I didn't expect it that fast.
Wow, that's nice. I like it. I like it. Now, you've worn both the product builder and investor hat with your time, When evaluating startups, especially, tech-driven SMEs, what's the non-obvious signals you look out for? Partnerships, venture, maybe you want to do something with someone.
I think one thing I look out for is I want to look at the founder himself and see their track record.
Okay.
Because for tech startups, I would be very honest, it's not an easy ride. It's not a smooth ride. So for someone to still have a startup and still want to stick there, it means they are very dogged and they have made up their mind that, okay, I'm going this path and this is it, and we'll walk through it. Because it can be tiring and all of that, but I look for that first. Then I see the progress that is being made. Because sometimes as a tech founder, you tend to wear many hats. You can be customer service, support, email, community ambassador, brand ambassador, and all of that. So you must have that tenacity, and then you must now be a solving problem first before product, because that in all is going to determine where we're going to. So once I go through all of this and I see that, okay, this person is a good fit, why not? So let's go here. because they have done all of this.
The person first, the person actually makes up the value that the business embodies.
Yes.
I like that. As tech continues to evolve rapidly, what emerging trends or technologies do you believe African SMEs should start preparing for today so they don't get left behind in the next 5 years?
I think one thing they should prepare for is AI is here to stay.
Okay.
We can't fight it. We won't win the battle.
I'm just thinking of my job.
No. You still have your job.
Okay.
That was one thing that is very...
all right. I think I'm safe now.
Yes, yeah. So AI is here to stay. That's one thing. We have to accept that. 2, I think digital tools are just a thing. You can't skip them for anything. So you just also have to adopt that. Then thirdly, decentralized finance would stay, be it crypto, whatever currency they call it, but it is here to stay.
Wow.
So the earlier we just adopt it and know that, okay, this is what we have, I think the better and easier for us.
Wow.
Because if I circle back to AI will only take the jobs of people who don't update themselves. But if you keep doing that, why not? You're safe.
I mean, just like you said, my job is safe.
Very
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel relieved, you know? It's very difficult to be in this chair and then they ask you that, okay, a computer will do your job. Nah, a computer, okay. She says I'm even better than AI. But now let's go to the fun part. This is the part where I can, if time permits me, I can take this off a little bit so that we stop looking a little bit serious. What do you think, Nwamaka?
I think that's fine.
Okay, let's go straight to the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Now, I'd like to ask you, if you could instantly master one new tech skill tomorrow, no learning curve, what would it be?
AI prompting for businesses.
Okay. That's dope. She didn't even think that long. Also, I'd like to ask you for your top 3 tips for SMEs going digital in 2025.
Top 3. First one, people first, community first. We have gone...
Aradugbo first.
Yes, they are the best way to get out.
Yes.
2, your brand presence matters a lot.
Okay.
That is one thing you have to look out for. Then last but not the least, the online world is here to stay. So please, your websites and whatever should just be intact and well attended to. Yeah.
All right,
I
beautiful.
think that's all.
Now, that's amazing.
Yes.
We've come to the end, but not really the end because we have this or that for you. Are you ready for that?
All right. Okay.
This is, and you have to give us the answer in 60 seconds. Who's timing us?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. The last app you downloaded but still haven't opened.
Lara.ng.
Okay. What's your guilty pleasure website or social media rabbit hole?
TikTok.
Okay. One business book you recommend everyone stop reading because it's overrated?
I can't think of anyone right now.
Okay, it's okay. What's one tech buzzword you secretly wish people would retire forever?
Techie. I'm a techie.
Wow, who would have thought? No way! You don't like it?
I don't like it. Look for something else.
Wow. Okay. First startup idea you ever had, and how bad was it?
It was to run a cleaning service. I don't think it was bad. It's still prominent, and I will still run it.
Okay. She has pride. You're stuck on a desert island, but Wi-Fi miraculously appears. And which, 3 SaaS tools are you using to run your empire remotely?
That's impressive. I'll use Buffer.
Okay.
Then I'll go with QuickBooks.
Okay.
And I think I'll go with Notion.
I'm putting you on the hot spot. I like it. Speed or perfection?
Speed.
Okay. Would you swap lives with anyone for a DMY?
I think I would, yes. I admire Ebuka Oshika. So maybe for one day I would like to swap and understand how she's able to run business, life, and Christianity as a person.
Okay. Delete forever, WhatsApp or Instagram?
Instagram.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Nwamaka, for coming to the show today.
All right. Thank you.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was very interesting.
Now she told me that AI is not taking my job. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking to Nwamaka Nwosu. We had a conversation about building scalable tech solutions. And she's the CEO of Boltcliq, Betakopa, co-founder at Topuniverse, UX strategist, and she's building growth nexus. My name is Kolade Dominatolo. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye for now.
Bye.
We are Fidelity. We keep our word.